What's going on, everybody? Papa Gord here, and today I'm going to be looking at an archive release. Yay, finally! Amazon managed to get Luke Skywalker in. I just happened to be on there trying to order some of the new stuff that was revealed on Friday. But, of course, being Amazon Canada, the listings are kind of there, but there's no pre-order available for them whatsoever. They're out of stock, or we don't know when we're getting any more, even though we haven't even had it once to sell yet. But, so I went ahead and figured I would grab Luke. I want the Han as well. I have Thrawn coming, and then it's just going to be Cody. And again, I have all these guys, but Hasbro, again, with you and your archive, you update the face and figure that's enough. And I don't know. I know people have already done it, but I'm going to do it. And we'll see. We'll just see how much more of an improvement this is over this. So stay tuned, guys. Let's rip into it. Hey guys, so archive in Canada, finally, thank you. My Luke Skywalker came from Amazon.ca, not sponsored, but I have heard from other collecting friends of mine that they're starting to show up at Walmart. I'm assuming EB Games, I do believe it's a February the 1st date for Canada, really, but honestly, who follows street dates, especially up in Canada? Not a whole lot of people nowadays. But anyways, so I've got Luke. Nothing on Han Solo yet. Same with Cody. And then Mr. B has me hooked up for the update face for Grand Admiral Thrawn. So as soon as Thrawn comes in, I'll do a side-by-side. I know I'm late to the game, but again, that's the way things work, sometimes debating on where you live. But still not going to prevent me from doing a video. So we're going to be looking at the archive. The archive Luke Skywalker. This is the original. I'm going to take the lightsaber out of his hand just to kind of get him posed a little bit better. Again, this figure has not aged very well at all. Again, this part is fine. It's very reminiscent of how he looked, how the original figure when I was a kid. You get a little tough to soft goods on here, which sure, why not? But again, it just shows you the progression on where Hasbro was and where they have gone. Prime example, look at a Mace Windu figure. Look at the Count Dooku figure. Those are some phenomenal head sculpts. The face are just beautiful. This still serves a purpose as far as I'm concerned. This is where the figures were. Those are where the figures are-ish. It's been a couple little veering to the lefts with some of the really recent releases. Moff Gideon, Grief Karga, very wet look face to them. I don't know. And honestly, that's kind of what I was worried about with the updated archive figures. I will say, surprisingly, this one's not as wet looking in the face as I thought he was going to be. The eyes are actually pretty decent. From what I can tell, they're both straight. They're pretty clear. It looks fine from a distance. I know the closer you get in, you can see all the pixels, and that just doesn't hold up compared to the painted face. So, yeah, there is definitely a difference. You can still tell with this one, it's the original face, because where all the cuts and the scratches on the original with the red painted on there and the whole bit, they're still here, but they just look more scarred, which I think works a little bit better. Now, we're looking at old articulation. So, again, no butterfly joint in here whatsoever. There's not really much to say about the waist. There's not really much of a crunch to it. He does get a little bit of back, but yeah, I mean, he could kind of hula hoop a little bit, but he's not breaking any records by any means. Again, the double joints on the knees, so he's way able to do what he needs to. The neck, again, he can go down, look up-ish a little bit. There's a little bit of a waggle, not much. And I think it's kind of hard to tell underneath the neck. I was wondering if they updated like the skin tone on that, or if they just left it, and it looks like they've updated that as well. So again, things on here are more crisp. The paint is more crisp. Pictures will do much better justice than this. Pictures will probably come up over this as I'm speaking, but like when you can see his rank pins and everything else like that, it's so much. Oh man, I really hate this autofocus, but it's so much cleaner on here. Let's see. There's extra color, sharper colors, where the paint looked a little sloppy on like the silver on some of the buttons. It's been done up a whole lot better over here. I find the holster seems to sit a little bit better. I don't know if that's just because he's just new at a package. He's been out of package for a while, so his holster tends to go. And I've heated this up a few times. It just does not want to hug close to his hip. Now, my biggest issue with this figure and with the Hoth Han Solo is there is no wrist articulation, no up and down, side to side. It's just a swivel right between his elbow and his wrist. So it's kind of like gloves. Actually, prime one would be that Poe Dameron pilot, the X-Wing pilot Poe, that you can snap his hands off with the gloves and then snap on the other ones. Same thing. There's no extra articulation in the wrists whatsoever. So you get a guy with a gun, so he can't do any of those really cool gangster sidearm turns. He's straight up like that, and same with his lightsaber. He can't, there's no articulation with that whatsoever, and that is really disappointing. And that's part of my gripes with the archive stuff, because all they do is go, here's some lipstick, here's a pig, there you go, $30. And we go, here you go, I will pay the $30. Thank you for putting lipstick on my pig action figure, and it made it look better. I would have loved for them to have updated whatever that was. That would have made it just a smidge easier to swallow another one of these archive figures. And again, I have said, I've gone on record, I have benefited from the archive line. Boba Fett, Bosk, IG-88, Darth Maul, Luke and his X-Wing pilot. Those are all figures I never got when I started collecting because I was very late to the game. So if the archive wouldn't have come out, I would have had to have paid a lot more for some really, really early figures. So this makes sense for a lot of newer collectors who weren't able to get some of the other stuff. Yeah, you do him separate. I still think you should have packaged him with the updated Wampa. You redid paint on that. You've redone the paint on this. Put them together, and you could have done Han Solo and the Tauntaun. Redone the paint on the Tauntaun. I would have paid for it. I know a lot of people that would have paid for it. So, again, a few missteps. I don't work for Hasbro. They don't consult me for anything. But yeah, it's basically the same figure. I guess maybe his little tuft lies a little bit easier on this one, so you can kind of get it so you can wrap it across his face. This one's always kind of been bent backwards a little bit. A little awkward spot to try to heat it up. But the only other thing we're going to look at would be the lightsaber. And honestly, I thought they would have given us, like with most of the new Jedi and Sith, that thicker lightsaber blade with the deeper peg. But no, they gave us the exact same. So this is original, this is archive. So it's a lighter blue. But the biggest difference is the hilt. This one over here, and this one over here. This one's archive. This one is original. Original's silver paint. The archive is gray. There are details on here that there's some paint on the old one and not a whole lot of paint on the new one. So it's I don't know. And if you even look at the direction of the clasp to put it on the belt, they're two different directions. So that's kind of weird as well. But it's a thin post again, so I'm very concerned. I know there's a lot of these in the Black Series line, but I still like to have the original pieces that are not broken to go with said figure. That just, again, it's kind of baffling. But he can, his hands are fairly pliable, and he holds it like he's supposed to. Cover up his face, which he doesn't want to do. There we go. Does it look like Mark Hamill? No. But anyway, so yeah, that's my impressions. Again, if you never got the Wampa with Luke in the 2-pack, and if you don't care about the Wampa, definitely the way to go. If you bought the update Wampa, honestly, I would recommend getting the archive Luke, because then they go together. I was very tempted to crack open the new Wampa to put with him, so then I could retire him and the original Wampa. I would just put them away. Mind you, I don't have the box for this set because I acquired the pieces from two different people. Shout out to Joel and Dylan for those two parts that came together and made a complete set. Much appreciated. But that's what I would have done. I'm starting just to put some of the older figures away and putting the re-decoed ones in their place. So this one will take the place of the old one beside the old Wampa, because I won't take the new one out of the box. And that's going to do it, guys. So again, smash the like button, comment, share, like, subscribe. All that usual YouTube mumbo jumbo. It always helps out the channel so much. Totally appreciate it. Yeah, he's fine. He's fine. It's not an insulting word to say it's fine, because honestly, that's what it is. I'm not underwhelmed. I'm not overwhelmed. I'm just whelmed, and I don't even know if you can be that. Maybe in France, I don't know. But that's going to do it for this archive. This is one out of the 4 for 2021, Wave 1. When I get the next ones, I'll do a side-by-side with those as well. Again, guys, thanks for all the support and the love. Stay safe. We'll see you guys again real soon. Later, eh? What's going on, everybody? Papa Gord here, and today we're going to be looking at this guy. Or this guy. Probably this guy. Which is this guy. Just supposed to be a nicer looking version of this guy. So we're going to open up this guy. And this is too many guys. Just too many.